Hey everybody, I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking with Grammy-nominated country artist Mickey Guyton. Let's go.
Smoking on piff, that's my kind. I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
I feel like that's the most important thing in life is, are your kids healthy?
Yeah.
And then are they happy?
Yeah.
Right? Are they going through the world and developing?
Yeah.
And then everything else is just details.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like my son, Grayson, I'll show you some pictures later, but
How old is he?
2.5.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. So he's like talking and we're going to start potty training.
That's great.
All of the things. But he is,
it's great.
He is such a beautiful, beautiful boy with just such a great heart. But that is like, I just want to make sure that I'm around for him. So anytime I'm in my car, I'm like, I say a prayer.
Be
I
safe.
put my phone down. Like,
yes.
Stuff like I never, like how I'm alive now is a miracle because, you know, we were all so reckless when we were so much younger. But now that I have my son, like, I'm just like, I just want to be there for him.
What do you think was the most reckless thing about your youth?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty, but I had severe road rage.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Really? You're a road rager? I don't really see you as a road rager.
I had such road rage until I moved back to the South.
I'm not a road rager.
Oh, I was.
I'm
I was like
terrified
Louis
of road
C.K., like you
ragers.
worthless piece of shit person. I'm like, that is not me.
Wow.
I really was. I would risk my life to prove a point. It was
Really?
really bad. Yes. It really was. And then I moved to Nashville.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know if it was like the Texas in me where you just can drive really fast.
Maybe.
And here you can't.
I'm
Like,
terrified
you're in
of I'm terrified of road ragers.
Oh, you would have been terrified of me. For sure.
And I'm a terrible driver.
Oh, I'm a great driver. No, I am a good driver.
I drive like I'm on a go-kart track.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm not like that. But
I think I'm a good driver, but I hear I'm a bad driver.
I'm a great driver.
From my family.
I am a great driver, but I was a crazy driver. But
My wife drives.
Oh, she's the one that drives?
When we go
She's
places.
the one. I used to be that for my husband. I used to be the one that drove all the time. And
She does that thing where every time you're pulling into like traffic slowing down, she's like,
put your hand right there. Put her hand right there.
every time we think I'm going to drive, we pull over and switch.
She's like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a good driver, but I had road rage. And then once I lived in Nashville, and really when I moved there, it was like a college town is what it felt like.
Yeah.
Before it like blew up. I know you've been to Nashville.
Yeah. It's really changed over
It's
the last
so
15 years. It's been
crazy.
Yeah. I love Nashville.
I love Nashville. I like to visit Nashville, but I don't know if I could live there full time.
Where do you live?
I live in East Nashville. I have a place in East Nashville and we have a house here.
Okay.
So we're back and forth because my husband's a lawyer.
Okay.
He practices out here.
What kind of law?
He does complex civil litigation. So he does like class actions.
Wow.
He represents, I know, I got myself a smart man.
Yeah.
I was smart. I'm a musician and you never know when we're going to get paid. So I've got a consistent paycheck from my husband. And he started his own law firm. And so, so we're back and forth and we've been back and forth. But every time I go back to Nashville, it's become such a tourist place.
Yeah.
That I don't think I can live there full time.
My brother lives there.
Does he?
My older brother.
Where does he live?
He lives in Franklin.
Well, Franklin's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Franklin is nice.
It's a picturesque.
Very suburban.
Yeah. It's a very nice life.
It's a very like,
and it's close enough to Nashville.
he probably has a massive freaking compound.
He's got a nice house. He's my older brother.
Yeah.
So, but we're all really close. My twin brother, obviously,
Yeah.
we were in the band together. Well,
Yeah.
we're in the band together.
Yeah.
But we do everything together. But we all work together.
Uh-huh.
And he lived in New York for 2 decades. Came out here for almost a whole decade, and then was like, I need to get my family to. He has a daughter. I want to go somewhere that's more family centric.
Well, don't look at Broadway Uncensored on Instagram because
No, I
that
won't.
is like.
Now I'm going to.
You have to
Yeah.
actually. Like if anybody listening, like go on Broadway Uncensored if you want to know what Nashville is like.
What it's really like.
Oh my God. Well, at least, Nash Vegas.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's good. It's good.
It's fun, Nashville.
Yeah. For like.
But I
guess I'm in that industry so much. So it's like, it really is a small town. Like you can't get on a flight. I mean, you probably fly private, but us normal people over here.
No, I don't fly private.
Okay, well, the more you live in Nashville and you know the community, like you can't get on a flight without knowing
seeing
somebody.
someone,
You can't
yeah.
go to the airport without seeing someone.
Right.
So, especially me as a girl and an artist, when I don't have my wig on and my extensions and all of that, like it's very daunting going in that world.
I could see how it would be hard in entertainment to be a woman.
Oh my God.
I always think about how hard we live in a
add mom to that.
And then a mom. Yeah.
Like, your wife. Hello.
I think she handles it incredibly well.
Yeah.
Because we've been together for almost 17 years. It's 17 years in November. And I've watched her navigate the world with a lot of grace. Because it's interesting. People just create a narrative and then they just create a headline. And then that becomes another little talking point.
Yeah.
And then you go out and you're promoting something that you've created that you love, or you're talking to the world about something you care about. And they're bringing up these actually, they're not even real, but they're narratives that have been perpetuated and created by.
Yeah, so you're on the soup diet. So tell us about that.
You're like, I'm not on the soup diet. I've never done the soup diet in my life.
I actually eat hamburgers every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, yeah. And I think with women, we live in a culture that's so comfortable.
Yes.
Talking about what you're wearing,
yes.
how you look, what we think you're doing to look that way.
Ozempic and
all of it.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to me that we're allowed to that someone's allowed to write that.
The pressure that we have, for sure. The pressure is so bad. I was like, what is this Ozempic thing? I was like, let me just try this out and see, does it work?
You did?
I tried it for
How was it?
Oh my God. I just did it for a month. Okay. Not even a month. I did it 2 weeks. And you do one shot and then you do it again. And I did the second shot and it made me so sick. I've never thrown up that loud in my life.
Wow.
And that was when I stopped. So how people do that consistently, I have no idea.
I actually think these things are good things, right?
Yeah.
For the people who need them.
Who need it. Yes. My ass did not need it.
I would say from my perspective,
I did not.
I'm not one to sit here and judge who needs,
but I didn't need
who needs what.
I didn't.
So I'm always one that I don't judge. I really don't judge anyone.
Yeah, that's so good.
If you're gonna do something, go do it. Now I'll tell you from my perspective if I think doing these drugs are bad or the information that I've received is, I'll say it's because I work with a lot of artists and I'm like, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I think this is what usually happens when you do that, right?
Yeah.
But it's your life. And if I can be of any support for your health and happiness, I'm here for that. But I'm not your father, so I can't tell you what to do. But I also think everyone's got to live their life and try the things they want to try and do the things they want to do.
Well, I learned my lesson, I can tell you that.
Sounds like it.
Oh my God.
But I don't think I think things get headlined as everyone's doing this, and I don't know if everyone is doing it.
Yeah.
And I
might say,
and I don't know
a lot of them are though.
And maybe, but I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. Yeah. I don't know. We don't know yet because we haven't gotten down the road far enough. Yeah. I do know that from what I've read, they've been around a long time.
Yes.
These drugs, and it feels like for the right candidates, it really helps.
Yes. For the right candidates, not it was such a vain reason.
But so personal though.
I was like, why did I do that? I never needed to do that.
Well, you felt like you needed to try it.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
I respect that.
I'm trying to compete with all these.
Well, that's the real thing that I kind of feel like it's forget that you tried it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm sure we all try stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that made you feel like you needed to try it is probably that
was the real reason. Yeah.
The real thing to look at is how does the world make me feel about myself or the world that I'm in?
Yeah.
Or that I'm trying to compete with maybe, or I feel like I'm trying to compete with.
Because I've never had I've had some people fat shame me before.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird? And it was like right after I had my baby too. I was like, wow.
That's tough.
It was. It really, really was. I had some people say some really, really mean things to me. So
I've gotten fat shamed before.
it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like back in the Renaissance era, like it being like voluptuous meant you had money. It meant you could eat,
Yeah.
you know? And now we're like trying to look like we're starving ourselves.
Some people.
Guys are still, but like guys, y'all are lucky. Y'all don't have the same pressure.
It's not fair. That's the thing is I have like a 20-pound fluctuation I could have.
Right.
If I'm like off.
Right.
If I don't have to.
Especially when you're in the studio.
Or like you're,
food.
the last 10 years I've been building things and it's not outwardly facing. It's like building companies. So I've been at a desk a lot doing like Zooms or lunch meetings or dinner meetings or whatever. And then you have kids. So
pasta bar meetings.
And then you have kids. So when you're raising kids, you're not necessarily.
You're eating their snacks.
And you can't go to the gym like you.
No.
When I was in my 20s, like I get up, go to the gym.
Yeah.
And then go to the studio, whatever.
Yeah.
And then also when you're on tour, the way we used to tour, 300 shows a year.
That's the whole damn year.
And we would just and that's like a 2-hour workout every night. You're just like burning.
So you're in the best shape of
thousands
your life,
of calories.
just
Yeah.
Like
you didn't have to think about it. You could eat whatever you wanted. And then you get older and you're like, you don't like just lose weight overnight.
Yeah. I think I also felt pressure because like I have, there's like the working mom influencers, right?
Yeah. It's
and they start the day with a little story. Are you moving today? No, bitch, I'm not moving today.
I'm not.
Yeah. I'm actually sitting here watching Cocomelon and eating my child's fruit snacks.
I'm eating whatever my kid wants to eat.
Yes.
I'm grazing on it all day long.
I'm eating Cinnamon Crunch and
I feed my kids terrible food.
I just want them to eat,
Nicole is like a very healthy person.
Yes, she is.
She just has an awareness of and an understanding of like she can look at something and feels to me like her.
She's a Whole Foods person.
Yeah,
I'll
go to McDonald's. I'll take my kids to McDonald's.
McDonald's, mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that he wants, I will give him.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And I think I grew
like
up
Reese's Puffs, that's great.
Travis Scott Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, that's what you're giving your children.
Of course. I got the terrible cereal. We have this like
I mean, we're all right. We had that, right? We grew up on fish sticks.
I grew up on terrible food.
Like the canned mixed vegetables.
We also probably have like lead in us.
We've got a lot of things in us. A lot of.
Don't we have lead in us? I feel like Nick said the other day we have like all our generation still has lead, or we're the first without lead.
You might still have lead from the paint and the gasoline.
Yes, definitely have lead.
Like, how are we still alive?
I think
truly.
I actually think that the
my mom let my sisters chew on chicken bones.
We did too. We played with chicken bones.
That's my mom did the same thing with my sisters. Like, what was wrong with us?
I think it's something like, I don't know if it's spiritual or somewhere, to me, like somewhere in people's idea of God.
Oh my God.
And science, to me, it's all wrapped together, like the creation, right?
Right.
However you want to believe the creation. I
grew up Southern Baptist. So
okay,
you can imagine what that was.
Right. So I grew up in a very religious family, and
is it not the most traumatizing thing?
It's unfortunate because it could be it's such an important.
Did you go like vacation Bible school and all
Of course. Oh. Christian camp.
Salty, the singing songbook and Odyssey, and that was my life.
The idea is good though.
It is good.
It's when people take the idea and start trying to apply it in places. Maybe it could be applied, but like it's the people that mess it up.
Have you seen Jesus Camp?
No.
It's a documentary.
We went to Bible camp though. It was traumatic.
We all did, If you go, it's called Jesus Camp. I think you can see it on Hulu, and it was released in 2006. And it is like, it might be a little triggering to you.
It probably is, but
like you see like a 6-year-old literally sobbing his eyes out talking about the sinner he is. I'm
You
like,
having
what are you
fun?
a sinner of? Like,
We went to Bible camp this
you're
year.
6 and you're like,